Reddit asks psychologists, what do people think is normal but actually isn't? Thinking that 5 hours of sleep per night is fine. Your parents' attitudes. There are many harmful things modern parents do that are seen as normal when they're not, and they have lasting psychological effects due to emotional damage. Self-sabotaging behavior can quickly ruin your life. If you've experienced an event that has negatively affected you and you seem to be showing irrational or inconsistent behaviors, consult a counselor. You don't need to have a specific condition to seek mental health guidance. Psychotherapist here. Some things I regularly see that could have been noticed earlier before turning into bigger problems include unhealthy coping mechanisms. For example, frequently drinking to relax, smoking heavily, or even something like promiscuity, which can be a red flag that someone is trying to avoid dealing with stress by distracting themselves. Self-harm, hitting themselves, banging their head against things, burning themselves on purpose, cutting, etc. All of these indicate it's time to talk to a professional. Normal, child or teen behaviors that actually aren't normal, like running away, getting into fights, or not communicating. When this happens, something is usually wrong. Not always, since some people are naturally quieter than others, but if a child, teen, or adult rarely speaks, or stays silent in the presence of their parents or partner, it's time for them to see a professional just to assess their safety. I've seen people who are literally shut down because they were deeply hurt by those around them, and one of the biggest signs of that is silence. I've also seen people from perfectly good homes who can't communicate because of extreme anxiety, and without professional help, it's very hard for them to overcome it. Exaggerated reactions are often a sign that someone has a lot of built-up internal pressure. Usually, they vent all that emotional struggle through their reaction to something small, making it hugely disproportionate. People often overlook this as a symptom of deeper issues and instead attribute it to having an aggressive or impatient personality. If someone goes through a period of depression and comes out of it feeling euphoric, be careful. They might be having suicidal thoughts. That sense of euphoria can come from the fact that they finally feel they've found a way out of their misery. When your partner downplays your interests and only encourages you toward things they believe you should care about. When your partner constantly interrupts the flow of your conversation and becomes the one who does all the talking, which soon turns into them making all the decisions. When your partner ignores or quietly dismisses the good things you do but exaggerates your mistakes and flaws disproportionately. When your partner takes advantage of your deepest insecurities just to win arguments. People normalize abusive behaviors from their loved ones all the time. Being able to identify your own personal boundaries and then enforce them for your own well-being is unfortunately not something innate. Therapist here. If you believe you are, or currently are, part of a family where everyone has to work to keep one or more family members in a good mood or appeased, that is not healthy. People are responsible for their own feelings. It's not your job to soothe others so they can regulate themselves emotionally. Many of my patients have been quite surprised when I've told them, hey, that's anxiety or depression, when they thought their behaviors were typical for everyone. Some examples include not being able to maintain friendships, constantly being nervous about their children's safety to the point that they hate being alone with their kids without their partner, being unable to motivate themselves to do things, especially things they once enjoyed, feeling excessively tired all the time, being unable to calm down and only thinking the same thoughts over and over, and feeling worried. A good rule of thumb to determine if a behavior or symptom should be checked is the same one we use to determine a diagnosable disorder. If it causes impairment in one or more areas of life. The range of what's normal is huge, but if something keeps you from going to school or work, prevents you from maintaining basic hygiene, sustaining friendships, family relationships, or romantic relationships, then it's causing impairment, and you should seek help. The biggest one I've seen in my personal and professional life is a sudden change in mood or personality. Someone who has been depressed or withdrawn suddenly seems much brighter, laughs more, and talks about how well things are going. They might even make plans for the future, like trips or going back to school. In my line of work, they often start engaging more in their treatment plan or setting new goals for themselves. It's very misleading, but if you know the person as you should, you'll most likely recognize this shift as a suicide risk rather than genuine improvement. Unfortunately, recovery doesn't usually happen that quickly. It wasn't until I met my wonderful mother-in-law that I realized just how horrible my narcissistic mother really is. Don't be afraid to seek counseling. Trauma doesn't have to be one big event. it can be many small ones. Inability to regulate your own emotions, plus negative self-talk. We often speak to ourselves far worse than anyone else ever could. One small thing that's common in my field, engineering, and many others is imposter syndrome. I don't know all the finer details, but it basically comes down to believing you can't do a job well enough to meet others' expectations or your own. This leads to self-doubt and other mental struggles. From my own experience, it can be mistaken for being extremely humble. Watch for this behavior in others, because it can become very destructive if it goes on too long. If one of these people shows you something they're proud of, it's because they worked very hard on it and want others to enjoy it with them. I wouldn't say I suffer from it. To be fair, I probably wouldn't admit it if I did, but I do struggle with it from time to time. Know your self-worth. This is one you should watch out for in yourself. When your daily life only includes the bare minimum to get by. You cook, clean, go to work, but you're not really doing anything fun, exciting, or engaging. Maybe all you cook is whatever's easiest. Your apartment isn't dirty, but it's not really clean either. You just drag yourself through the workday. Everything is fine, but nothing is actually fine. This is the stage that usually comes right before total loss of interest. Nothing is wrong yet, but the possibility of it arriving is there. The need some parents have to talk to their kids about adult problems. No, your young child does not need to know that you're struggling financially or that dad slept with the lady next door. I've seen a lot of people dismiss their depression or other mental illness because it's not that bad, or other people have it worse, or I can or should be able to handle it on my own. You shouldn't have to suffer through a mental illness even if technically you can. You deserve to be happy, and therapists and psychiatrists are there to help you learn how to help yourself. It's not a weakness to find someone who can help you develop coping skills or prescribe medication to help fine-tune your brain's neurotransmitters. It's really a lot of things. Even the craziest things can be normalized at the extremes. I know a patient whose father would occasionally attack her, sometimes while she was showering, because she hadn't done the house chores, and she considered that normal. I've learned through my studies and personal experience that when someone stops taking care of their appearance and hygiene, like not brushing their teeth, not washing their hair, wearing dirty clothes, not bothering with the little things they would normally do such as putting on makeup or regularly doing the dishes, it's a sign they're struggling. Those small things really take a back seat when you're fighting through something. Thank you so much for watching the video, friends. Remember, you can share your own stories related to this question in the comments. And also let us know which story impacted you the most. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share the video so YouTube can recommend it to more people.